Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschoolology. Today's video is kind of gonna just be like a brain dump on you guys, and a kind of a work through of what I have going on through my brain and what. Anyways, this topic is basically going to be on my plans for the 2024-2025 school year and the fact that I think I'm making changes already before the school year has even started. So if you are a subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here to chat with me today. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. We will be entering our 10th year of homeschooling. I will have a 9th grader, a 5th grader, a 1st grader, and a kindergartner. So all of my kiddos officially homeschooling in my very first high schooler and our first year or our 10th year of homeschooling. So it's going to be a big year for us. So I just started this video, but my battery's already overheating. So I'm going to change that out and we'll come back and chat all about that in a minute. Alright, so as I said, I think I'm making changes to our plans already. So I have shared our curriculum picks for 9th, 5th, 1st, and kindergarten. I think I combined those together. So it was 3 videos. I will post them down below. I have a whole playlist of like my prep for the 2024-2025 school year. Made all my plans, started putting it all into my homeschool planner. Been making videos, been doing things, and I keep talking about how there's going to be a whole series releasing where I'm talking about why we love homeschool, and I keep talking about the fact that like I can let my kids have input. My kids learn so much when they have input. Letting your kids choose what they want to learn about, and deep diving into those things, and how wonderful that is, and how my kids love learning that way, especially my oldest daughter. And then I started like thinking, hey, am I practicing what I'm preaching here? Because I'm not. I have chosen everything for my daughter this coming year. I made the choices. I decided. I chose the curriculum. I did ask for her input on especially with math, because she hates math, and what do you want to do? Do you want it to be computer based? Do you want it to be but I chose. I made the choices. I didn't ask her if she wanted to learn about biology. I just chose because in my brain, you do biology on your first year of high school, And now that I've kind of been it's been tugging on me. I mean, something has just been eating away at my thoughts and my brain. And I'm like, is that the approach that I really want to take? Is that what I want to do? Is that what's going to be best for my learner? And if I'm being honest, no, that's not going to be best for my learner. That might have been easy for me because I chose things that were good for me, open and go, things that were more independent, things she could do on her own, things that I liked. But did I really think about what is she going to like? And when I was honest with myself, the answer was no. When did she learn the best? When was she the most engaged in what we were doing? And it was when we were doing mini units on, different topics. So we were doing the History Smashers series. They're books, and it's not a curriculum, but what we would do is we would take one, and I would pull resources based, on that topic, and we would learn about that. And then at the same time, we were using science chunks, which is they would pick which science chunk they wanted to do, which topic they wanted to learn about, and we would do that science chunk. And that's when she was the most engaged, when I was getting the least amount of fight back from her, the least amount of, resistance. She was engaged, she was learning, she was enjoying. And I don't really know why we stopped that. Maybe because it is more work for me as the instructor, and so maybe that's why. But I want her, she's only got 4 more years left, guys. She's going in high school. This is her last 4 years. Shouldn't she be able to learn the way that she wants to learn? Isn't that why we are homeschooling? So I was honest with myself. I said, I don't know that this is really the best course of action. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to change what I'm doing. We're not going to be doing the CK12 biology anymore. I'm probably still going to be using CK12, but I'm going to let her be choosing what she wants to learn about. And we're going to kind of do it more like unit style. Yes, that's going to be a little bit more work for me. However, using Homeschool Planet, I think is going to be able to make this a little bit easier because I can go pre-plan everything and then have her do it all on her, as independently as possible. So, I've found tools that are going to help me do this. And I think this is kind of the approach that we're going to take this year. So that kind of throws, not everything, because I am keeping math. I did ask her opinion about math, and she just wouldn't give me one because she simply just doesn't like it. So I think I found the best thing for her for that, which is Denison math, which is kind of more of a just like black and white, get it done, move on with our day, which is what she needs. She doesn't want to do math, so let's make it as painless and quick as possible. And so that's what we've chosen. I think that's going to work well for her. So we're going to keep that. And I'm going to keep her English the way that I've already set it up. I shared a video. I think I'm putting that video out first. So on Writer Workshop, but I talk a little bit in there about like what our plans are for that. So we're going to keep that the same. We're going to be using Writer's Workshop, Brave Writer Literature Singles, a couple of little workbooks like sequential spelling and word roots, and I think there's one other thing I don't remember exactly, but so we're going to be using those, and that's going to be her English curriculum. But for science and history, I'm wiping the slate clean, and we're going to do many units. And whether we rotate them back and forth, one history, one science, or whether we try to tie things together, I try to, tie science in with history, or however we're going to do that, whatever her choices are going to be. I haven't talked to her about that yet, but that's what we're going to do. And that is how we're going to move forward. She really likes learning about one specific thing and deep diving into that. And so I'm going to take that cue from her and go ahead and set up our year to be that. So I think what I'm going to do, again, this is a brain dump. I'm kind of thinking through all of this. It's been going on in my brain, but this is kind of the first time I'm trying to like figure out my picture. So what I think I'm going to do is give her a set number of topics that she has to learn about, and then let her choose those. And we're going to I don't know how we're going to divide it up yet. I don't know how many topics we're going to do or what it's going to look like, but say she has to do one history and one science a month. However we structure that, 2 weeks on history or 2 weeks on science, or a little bit at a time, or however she wants to split that up. Maybe I say she has to do that every month, and then over the course of 10 months, she's gone through 20 different subjects in science and history, or something like that, something similar to that. And then we're just going to pull resources. We're going to use Crash Course for videos. We're going to use books that we find on Amazon or online. Maybe we do use CK12 to, supplement that, because I do like those quizzes. Maybe we're going to use Khan Academy to supplement that. I'm not 100% sure what all this is going to look like. As I progress, I'm through this process, I will be sharing with you on what we decide and how we decide. I need to have a conversation with her and tell her this is what I want to do, and this is, get her input on, what she wants to learn about, and start finding these things and start doing all of that. So I will bring you along through all of that. But what this does is kind of change everything that I had planned to film and get ready for you guys and share with you and work on, and all, it changes everything. So while some of the things are going to stay the same, my content, you don't know that it changed. You don't know what's coming up, but I do. I've got to readjust. It shouldn't interrupt our normal, Monday, Wednesday postings for now. So that should all stay the same. I do have other things that I'm going to be sharing with you throughout that process for all my other students. It's just right now I have this freshman high school year on the brain, and that's kind of what I'm working on the most. I am going to also change what I'm doing for my middle daughter for science. We were going to do Mr. Q's. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think I'm going to stick with just working through those science chunks because that's what they like. And so I think that's what I'm going to do, is work through that. Again, I'm going to be putting that into my homeschool planet, pre-planning it out so it's more open and go for me, because that's what I need. I want flexibility and I want open and go. So the way I can achieve that is getting a curriculum with flexibility and creating it as open and go for myself. Yes, it takes a teensy bit of work in the foreground, in the pre-planning process for me, but I don't mind that so much. And so, yeah, so everything that I've shared so far isn't necessarily going out the window, but a good amount of it is, and I'm starting all over in my process and really getting down to how do my kids learn best and how can I make that work for me, rather than trying to find things that work for me and hoping my children enjoy them, which most of the time they don't. So yeah, so even a veteran of almost, now 9 years of homeschooling can say, maybe I'm not doing this the right way. And if you're just honest with yourself and you really think about what is best, not only for me or not only for my student, but for our homeschool as a whole, all of us included, I think this is going to be the approach that is going to be better for us. I will share my process, so you will not be left in the dark here on how I'm going to achieve this, because this is going to kind of be outside of that curriculum box. I think I just enjoy curriculum, and I think that's kind of why I was like, oh, well, I just need curriculum for everything, when that's not how I used to be. And so I'm kind of going to go back to how I used to be, because I had less resistance from my learners at that point. So I know this was probably rambly, probably a little bit all over the place, but I wanted to share with you guys where I'm at. I had hinted at this before, that I thought I might make some changes, and I've decided, if I'm honest with myself, I need to make these changes, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make these changes over the next couple of weeks. I'll share the process and the journey with you, and yeah. So I know this was rambly, a little bit chatty, probably all over the place, but sometimes I just need to have a conversation with myself. And even though I know I'm sharing this with you guys, it's kind of what this is a conversation with myself. So thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to have this conversation with myself and then share it with you. Hopefully that helps you, be able to have those conversations with yourself. Anything that you would like to share with me, have you had something like this before? I feel like the YouTubers that I watch here on YouTube, I feel like a lot of us have said what we plan to do and then changed our minds completely. Several of the homeschool moms that I've been watching, I feel like it's the year for that. And so have you felt like that? Is it the year of that for you as well? Or are you guys happy with what you're doing? Or is there something that you've always wanted to try? I really wanted to make unschooling work for us. Not unschooling necessarily, but more like unit study learning, just kind of like build your library where everything is tied together, or layers of learning, everything is tied together. I really wanted to make that work for us, and it just doesn't. Because my kids like things to change frequently. No official diagnosis yet, but I'm pretty sure every single one of us has ADHD here. So that, changing things out kind of really helps. They get bored with curriculum. And so I need to keep that in mind. I need to think about how our brains are and how our brains work best. So has there been anything like that for you? Do you have any questions for me? Any suggestions for me? Anything like that? I hope you would share it down below in the comments. I'd love to chat with you while you're down there. I hope you would subscribe to this channel, ring that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. And you can always chat with me over on Instagram at Homeschool-ology. Send me a private message over there if you want to have a private conversation. I love chatting with you guys. I love hearing, I love trying to help you guys make decisions, or give you my, opinion on things, and hope that helps guide you, or just, chat through something with you, because sometimes you just need to chat something through. And so, yeah. I think that's going to be it for this video today. I'm filming a couple of videos today, and I have just been so chatty, so I'm going to wrap up my chat. I hope you'll come back and chat with me again soon, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.